Well, howdy everyone. It's the Sick-N-Tired-Patriot here. Wonder how many of you's figured it out yet. We're on our 75-year Republic cleansing again. I've known this for years. It's like every 75, around 75 years. The old guard, I guess you call them, comes in and does their robbing of the country. Their cleansing. They come up with some kind of lies. It's like we supposedly want our independence. As long as y'all put a republic in place, we can hide our position within a republic. That's the big people of the world, the Illuminati. But about every 75 years they'll come in and either have a war, a catastrophe, or something, kind of mop the whole country up, rob us of some freedoms. It happened with Jackson, Lincoln, in 1913, World War II, Roosevelt, happened in that era. They robbed Europe, did a big robbing of Europe. And here we are today. They are literally robbing this country, looting our country over this pandemic. They're having to go belly up, and I hope this ain't what's going on, but that's about what I fear is going on. All these businesses are getting auctioned off. Property is being taken through property taxes and stuff like that is getting auctioned off to Chinamen. I got a feeling we'll be neck deep with them here for long. I don't know. That's one thing about us. Just think it's strange. Everybody's pushed out of the cities into the mostly North Carolina. In my area here, central North Carolina, we have busting at the seams growth in the past 5 years, 10. I'm gonna say past 20 years, but the past 5 years has really exploded. The Texas, the other one. We would be in we're right now a real bad position for an invasion. But everything behind that, what they have, get back to the Republic, is, all of our lives we hear, oh, our great republic is this, our great republic is that. The founding fathers, oh, they're Einstein or brilliant minds. They were people like me and you. That structure had been around. Don't worry, in there is there. We get that vote every 2 years that they controlled. Eventually it took full control over. Since our Civil War, we have been living under socialism, which our federalism is a different word for socialism. The now the federalism has created their authority through the CIA and the federal FBI and IRS, all them other three-letter agencies. The we had our colonial civil, our independent war, 1776. I just feel like that everybody was fighting and believed that we was going to be a true sovereign, independent citizen, not constitution under a republic, independent sovereignty, individual. That's true. That's true freedom. Is each person being their king of their own property. It's like you got the controllers of Iredell County here. North Carolina has always been real preservative of our property. We was very stable off of our farmland, our forestry. We didn't want nobody else moving in here. We had furniture factories. We had sewing, furniture and textiles. We growed our own cotton, tobacco. We had forests to do our furniture. When they cried about the trees, this, that, and the other, and just on and on to get all that closed down. Moved it right over there to slave labor and junk, where we can't compete on it, run all our jobs off. Then come in and take all the trees out. After all that crying they was doing about the trees getting cut down, then they come in, jack everybody's property tax up 10 times what it was. People losing their property, having to sell it off, watching farms get belittled down to nothing, and get turned into big housing developments, land getting cleared off, trees not coming back for housing. I call them maggot fields because their houses are so thick in there it looks like maggots in a dead carcass. Traffic so bad around here now. They can't keep food on the shelves at the local food line. This is a disaster. If it was just it'd be a disaster if they was to come in on us. But we'd be at each other's throats quick if a catastrophe was to happen, because we wouldn't be able to get food in here quick enough. You think Katrina was bad, this would be awful. But the republic, the way it is, it's far from freedom. It is. When it all boils down to one person making the decision, like our Supreme Court, or like we voted here about voter ID, and one judge come in and kicked it out after we got a 75% for voter ID a couple of years ago. A judge said it was unconstitutional. It's just it's a damn joke, is what it is. I know Trump. He told us that he promised us when he got in the office that he was going to return this country back to the people. That's what he's doing. That's what you're seeing unfold before your eyes. And I've seen some things about Confefe. I think that's I think it's a misspelling on his part. I think it's confetti. And now he's calling for everybody to come to I think it was the 5th or the 7th, 8th, the 5th, the day before the 6th, January the 6th, for the protest, the big protest. And that it was going to be wild. I just wonder if there's going to be 900 billion confetti reasons. Is this going to be wild? I know that's how they killed the Civil War. The South's monetary systems. They flooded our monetary, the South's monetary, with fake money or counterfeit monies. That'd be crazy if they would dump $900 billion out over Washington, D.C. from helicopters. I think that would do it in. What y'all think? Hey, I need at least 5 more subscribers. Share this if you could. I've got some other big digs I'm working on. I'd like to try to do live call-ins because I think that's what we need to be doing. We need to be talking to each other about things. There's been a lot of and doing these shows like this is a lot better when you got somebody to talk to. If I had 5 more subscribers, I could talk live here on YouTube land. But I think I'm gonna try to get my Zoom up and running, try to get live on Gab. Right now I do have I hadn't posted nothing in Peel.net, but I'm going to. I like that. BitChute. I like Peel.net. I'm trying to get used to it though. The boys are good. They're good for what they're trying to do over there. I don't really have nothing where you can donate me any money or anything. That ain't what I'm here for. I called in to our radio. It had our sheriff Darren Campbell on there this morning, and they've had the war against drugs my entire life. I've heard it. It's made it a felony to have cocaine and marijuana. So I've been doing a dig, and if y'all could, anybody out there can help me do this dig, I'm gonna ask for help or debunk me. I know I experienced 5 years doing cocaine. And whenever I was doing it, it was like, man, I'd get it like a flu. If I got the flu or something like that, I could do, and it'd be gone in 30 minutes. Well, I've been doing research, and that stuff was, at one point in time, was renowned for healing, like, knocking a cold out, killing the flu off, doctors was prescribing it. And what happened, this is the only thing I can come up with, is what happened is it got into the sale of what then was their big pharma was like making the that stuff they put you to sleep while they did surgery on you back in 1800s, chloroform, and all of their medicines. It got into that big time, killing the industry off. And so my suspicion, that's the only reason that stuff is illegal. It's literally the fountain of youth. If you look, there's nobody dying out there on them streets, and most of that's the people that's doing it. They're healthy. They're living on the street. They're not getting the flu. I could go on and on. I've got a whole family, friends, that's the story that I'd like to get into that prove how good it is, and just the obesity that's going on. It's the answer to all what ails America. Obesity, all these people that's like grotesquely overweight. Sugar diabetes. Everybody drinks these things right here. Got sugar to get that little pep in your step. Put some pep in your step. And you got 80 grams of sugar in it. I mean, that's just asking for sugar diabetes. To where you put just a dash of cocaine in that and it'd be equal to it, and it's a lot better for you. There again, man, if you wasn't having to use sugar, there goes all that diabetes crap out the window. $500 a shot insulin or whatever that shit was costing, man. That's why they made that stuff illegal, because it was good for us. And that's a God-given element. It ain't man-made. And because they made that stuff illegal, people's out here trying to concoct shit up like, what is it called? Crystal meth and crank, bath salts. I don't know none. I never got into none of that shit. I stopped at natural. Always did natural stuff. God-given, man, and I had a ball. Don't regret it at all. It wasn't nothing like alcohol. You could be sloppy, shit-faced drunk and do a bump or a line of cocaine and it'd straighten you right up. You wouldn't be drunk no more. It'd help you do serious, clear thinking. Nothing like alcohol. I mean, and then alcohol's legal. You can't drive a damn car. I mean, hell, you kill it. I mean, just think of the millions and millions of lives that would have been saved if that stuff was legal. That people, I think people would have stopped there instead of, especially this day and time, instead of moving on to all this man-made shit, this fentanyl has killed the hell out of Americans over the past 10 years. I've lost several family members to heart disease from taking all these pills. To where when you do coke, it actually exercises your heart. It constricts your vessels, makes your heart beat. So you take somebody that didn't have legs or something, they could actually do that to mimic a cardiovascular exercise. I mean, there's so much good to it. I don't understand is why in the hell they go through. If you got good, clean coke and it's not been cut with any of this trash stuff or any of this poison, how it could help I just don't make no sense. You think of all the police officers and stuff that's dead and died because of the gangs that's been uh, uh, put together over that stuff that causes the cabal. Is that what they call them down there? I don't know. It's just all because big pharma wants to make their millions. Sad, man. That's But I asked, anyhow, get back to asking the sheriff why it was illegal. He don't know. I'm like, dang, man, you've been locking all these people up all these years and don't know why. Don't know why you're locking these people up. What's it for? Yeah, they say it's addictive. It ain't no more addictive than sugar. Sugar, try to go a week without sugar. Yeah, you'll see how addictive sugar is. Hell, it's processed, made the same way. All comes from plants. It's just really sick, I think. And y'all prove me wrong. Tell me. I know when you're coming off of it's a little rough. The can be, depends on how you do it. I think a controlled situation, I think it would be a good thing for society myself. But it's just somebody debunk me. I'd like to see that I've searched the internet, and I can't find a logical reason as to why it's illegal. To be honest with you. All right, Sick-N-Tired-Patriot. I'm sure I'll get a lot of comments off of this. I don't know what to name it now. Have a good one. But everything on earth has a purpose. Trying to stop a dam or a river with a dam, it can't be done. You can slow it down, but you can't stop it. It's a never-ending thing. It's either going to run over or your dam's going to break. One of the two. The fire, you can't stop it. You can only slow it down. I guess it takes water, which is another element to kill fire. I don't know. I hadn't really thought of that much. I guess you could kill fire with water. I don't know what the answer is. I just know on both sides of this drug thing that we've been trying to stop for 100 years now. They're close. Yeah. It used to only be a misdemeanor. It was just, it was illegal, fine, become a misdemeanor. Now it's become a felony. And then it's become, if you get 3 felonies, you get this big sentence. And then now people that are in, repeat offenders is like, I'm not going back to prison. So they're like, I'm gonna take one of them out with me if I get caught again. But most of the time, because they can't get the cocaine, they're going on to this synthetic stuff, this homemade stuff, which, in my opinion, is the devil's work. Whether it be pharmaceutically made, it's man-made stuff. It's killing the hell out of Americans, people worldwide, not just Americans, worldwide. all this synthetic, what they call them, meth, fentanyl, crank, all this shit concocted up in somebody's lab. I don't get it. Trying to substitute it for because they can't get the cocaine. And it's the way I see it. I don't know. Maybe that's the next step up. But maybe if they had the cocaine, they would never go to those steps, to those means. I know, like in alcohol, it got so bad, but to me, what I've been able to see and what I've investigated so far, the reason that marijuana and cocaine is illegal is big pharma, is because cocaine, from what I'm seeing, is, and I know for experience, and I'll lay my hand on the Bible, is a cure-all. It's like a fountain of youth. It helps. I mean, it would kill pretty much any virus that I ever had. I had some bad sinus infections, flus, stomach viruses, and I'm talking about within an hour, you'd about feel normal. Within the next day, it was gone. I was like, man, this stuff is like the cure-all. I mean, they got me to thinking that's why it's illegal. Because big pharma, and then I started doing my research back 100 years ago, where they had the chloroform and other medicines. They wasn't selling their medicines because doctors was using cocaine as their anesthesias that they had in place. They wasn't selling their anesthesias and their chloroforms and stuff. So they made it illegal to have it. Well, to me, it has a place in society. It would do away, I think, with the majority of all of the gangs. I think the gang system would stop, just like it did with alcohol. But see, and it's kind of like they wanted alcohol to be legal because it causes chaos. It causes death. You lose control of yourself. Every reason I've ever got in trouble with the law in my past is because I was shit-faced drunk. Except for whenever I got caught with the cocaine. That was the only time that I ever got in trouble, and I was right in my head, because that's what cocaine makes you think sharply, fast, pets you up, it gives you strength, it gives you motivation, it gives you, and I think that's where Pepsi-Cola got its name, from what I was reading. Coca-Cola. Pepsi, it made you feel Pepsi. They had leaf cocaine. They made a wine from the leaf. They called it Pepsi. Later on, about that time, whenever they made it illegal. But I feel like Big Pharma did, because it was, by this time, it was really putting a dent in their that's the only thing I've been able to, is they say that it's not economically sound. In other words, your money ain't going over to the cabal or the Illuminati or whatever that made up Big Pharma. It's evilness, man. It's evilness. But you take people that are bedridden from being obese. This would be a godsend for them because it curbs appetite. It and this is, all this is. If somebody does it, it's because it's natural, and if they end up dying, well, that'd be a natural death. I mean, I've done it hardcore for 5 years. And I've had my heart checked real good. I've had one of my friends. He done it hardcore his entire life. Died of cirrhosis of the liver from drinking, and it's the only reason he lived as long as he did is because he had such a strong heart. And but now on the other hand, I've got several family members and friends that are dead between middle ages 30 to 50 years old that are dead, but they was doing pharmaceutical drugs and this other stuff, man-made shit, I call it. I've heard our local sheriff here, and he put out a statement last week about the officer's death. It choked me up, and it's just sad that we've got to keep throwing bodies at this. That this law, I mean, the drug itself is not as far. It's like marijuana. It's far from being violent when you're doing it. What makes it violent is it being illegal. Now, I can't speak for anything above that. I don't know. It's the opium and any of that other stuff. I don't know. I've never done it. I was always happy with the recreational wise with the cocaine, and I never went no further than that. When I got called, that was it. I wasn't doing no more. I ain't going back to prison. Not happening. That done me in right there. It didn't take me but one time. But it did give me a felony, and it caused them to say I can't have a gun, which is bullshit, because I didn't have a gun on me when I got busted. I was raised with guns in my hands. I love to hunt, and it's just killing me because I've had that freedom, and that's been took from me for the rest of my life, and that wasn't nowhere in my sentence. Well, it was a law they changed later, so it falls into a double jeopardy thing. It's like I'm having to pay for that twice now. And it's all about legislation. And I, myself, as powerful as Big Pharma is, I feel like this is why it's illegal. Is they make so much money off people being fat and obese. And I hate but sugar diabetes and all that. Look at all of the medications that they get to sell because of that, and all the antidepressants. Because that's if you're depressed, coke, marijuana it helps you tremendously. That's why one of the reasons. Well, I've had 3 back surgeries. As a child, ruptured 3 discs in my back in a sledding accident, and I've had back issues my entire life. I've had 3 back surgeries, been rotted. Both of my arms have had surgeries. But not only was it very helpful with nerve issues, pain, dealing with that, I've also went through a lot of stressed and depressed times in my life to where I was able to set myself free by getting on some of them. You could really compare doing cocaine with riding a motorcycle, a dirt bike, we'll say. You know, uh, it's okay to get out here and ride a motorcycle up and down the road or get on a dirt bike and jump mountains 3 stories high, you know, and you're not threatening nobody's life but your own. It's the same with the drugs, with the I don't even like calling them drugs. It's coke. Uh, it's not hurting nobody else when you're doing it. Uh, the biggest danger, the biggest thing of it all is trying to keep it illegal. I mean, that is where all of the troubles come from. The somebody, I mean, for 100 years we've been doing this, and the harder they make the laws, the more lives is going to get thrown at it. And I mean, to me, it's a God-given, God made it. It's here for a reason. Uh, I just feel like people could use it to for sugar diabetes, obesity, uh, people that don't have legs, that can't really do cardiology, because you know it helps with your heart. It brings your heart speed up. It's like you're doing a get out here and you run a track. You know, I mean, there's a lot of benefits there to me. Uh, Everybody that I've seen that has died from doing drugs they was doing uh, the man-made stuff and drinking. And I can't count how many people I know that has died because they was on the man-made stuff. Even our presidents in the past, cocaine was once renowned homeopathic or whatever you call a home remedy. Uh, Me myself, I think it's because of big pharma losing money is why it's illegal, and they don't care how many lives gets thrown at it because they're making trillions of dollars up there because as long as they keep it illegal. Not to mention all of the money being made in law enforcement side of it, of the equipment sales, and I guess I don't know how you enforcement, procurement, or whatever. Uh, I mean, we've been fighting this, and I've heard have him on the radio. Asked, is there not anything else to do other than making this illegal? Have we ever tried anything else? No, we hadn't. There's nothing else ever been tried. Just keep it illegal at all costs. I've lost several friends to, and I've seen many of officers' lives lost to where I feel like if coke was legal, you'd see a real big downtick in these other drugs because they wouldn't want to go no further than that. I hope that's understandable. I'm not on here advocating to try to stir up nothing. Uh, and I just know there's a lot of people out there that has been through what I've been through that knows what I'm talking about. If you've never done any cocaine, you'll not understand what I'm talking about. And Just please don't jump. I mean, you need to really think logically on this. Uh, this is something the heart, Lord has really been pulling at my heart to get on here and do, and it's just hard for me to do because I wanted to leave this behind me, but I can't. The Lord he keeps pulling at me at my heart, wanting me to come on here and do this. Uh, so here it is. If leave a comment. What you thought is. Maybe, people will look at this video, maybe more come out and agree, disagree, whatever. Comment on it, share it. Maybe it's to get to the right people. Maybe this change how we do things. Explores why it's, cocaine. I mean, it might not have worked back then. And I'm thinking that was the problem, is it did work. And big farmers kept their foot on it, trying to keep, from people actually seeing. We've seen a lot of things this day and time that has been done to us. It brings to question a lot of things in this country. It's who we can trust, who we can't trust. What puppets? You feel like a puppet. Just share it. Let me get your thoughts. Sick-N-Tired-Patriot. I'm on BitChute, peel.net. If you guys over some of you truth seekers, methods is a good arbiter to the Red Pill 78. Woke Societies is a good news source. Praying Medic is a very good news source I listen to. X22 Report, good news source that I really love listening to. And WeKnow.com, really good news source that's part of this great movement. Anyway, it's something very hard for me to talk about, but it's something the Lord has really been pushing at me to do. We've got to have some kind of change. There's just so many lives. There's so many lives that's been lost to this. God bless everybody out there. God bless America. I hope I don't look and sound like too much of an idiot. This ain't my thing. I'm a machinist. I'm an old chunk of coal, country boy. God-fearing man, father, husband, entrepreneur, son. And I'll leave it at that. This is the one I'm going to put on there, I guess. There's something got to give. And I keep putting it off. No more. Have a blessed day.